Hello everyone and welcome to another Heffy Doodle video. I'm using the new Veggie Patch stamp set and coordinating dies to create my card today. This is the basket case stencil. This is so fun. I love stencils and I love baskets. I used to sell Longaberger, if anyone ever remembers that. That was a thing. So I'm taking the basket case stencil and a piece of ivory colored cardstock. I believe it's Lawn Fawn Vanilla Malt. And I'm putting it in my machine to emboss the stencil into the ivory cardstock, like you can see here. So I want to emboss a frame, a square frame around my card front. So I'm going to cut another piece of ivory cardstock and then emboss it with the stencil just like I just did. But this time I'm going to do the embossing second because I believe that preserves the embossing a little bit better. The struggle is real, folks. I used the Heffy Doodle Imperial stitched rectangles to cut my frame. I'm now taking a piece of Ranger watercolored cardstock and I'm making some pencil marks so that I can ink blend my background. I'm going to take some Heffy Doodle Memo tape and I'm going to mask off my background, okay? This is just going to give me an idea of where I want my ink placement. Okay, I hope that makes sense. So I'm taking Squeezed Lemonade and Abandoned Coral. This is like a really awesome warm background color, and my Nuvo blender brushes, and I'm just blending through into the sides, from the sides into the center, and making like a lighter area in the center where maybe some light would be. And I'm going back and forth from the Abandoned Coral and the Squeezed Lemonade, and I'm just lightly building the color, just like you would lightly build anything else. This method definitely takes longer than, say, your Ranger ink blending tools, but I think it really is worth it. So here's what the top part looks like right now, and then I'm going to mask off for the bottom because I'm going to make my carrots in the ground. I got this idea from Franci, a fellow design team member on Heffy Doodle Design Team, so go check out her information in the description box. Love you. I don't think she'll be doing that ever again after this video. I'm using brushed corduroy and ground espresso to create my ground, and now I'm flicking on some watered down flicks of brushed corduroy to make it look like dirt. I think it looks like dirt and I think it looks really cool, and check out Franci's card that inspired me to create it. I will say that next time I make a card like this, I'm gonna make my background slightly larger than the aperture so that it doesn't fit so tightly, because you can see the white when you line it up, and I'm not sure if I like that or not. Anyway, I'm using MFT Extreme Black ink, which is a Copic friendly ink, and Nina 110-pound cardstock in my Mini Misty to stamp out two adorable carrots from the Heffy Doodle Veggie Patch stamp set. We're going to be doing some Copic coloring, of course. Here's my Copic color map for the two colors that I used. Just the two. Orange. I'm from Baltimore, you guys. So when I say things like Franci, I sound terrible. It's terrible, I know. I try really hard to enunciate my words, but sometimes I just sound like I'm from Baltimore. So I'm coloring my green and my orange. I think it looks good together. That green is like a very Christmassy green, so it actually inspired me to color some other things in that green. So I invite you to explore other Copic color combinations, maybe outside of your comfort zone, because I really like this and I would not reach for this color green often. I'm taking the coordinating dies that are available with this stamp set and using them in my Spellbinders Platinum die cutting machine to cut them out perfectly, like so. So as I was prepping a piece of New Leaf cardstock, I see this love note was left for me, but I never got a chance to read it because he took it away, but I caught it on camera. So I'm taking a piece of Heffy Doodle masking paper or masking tape, and I'm using Versamark ink to mask off the Veggie Much portion of the stamp. You could cut the stamp if you wanted. That would make this process a little different, but I want Love You on the green, the new leaf, and Veggie Much embossed on the orange zest, both by Paper Tray ink. And I'm using white, I think it's Ranger white embossing powder. I think that's what it says there on the screen. And Versamark ink, prepping it with my EK Success powder tool, and heating it up with the Wagner heat gun. This is something I use on almost every card. Every video that I do some type of heat embossing. It's magic. There is nobody that could tell me any different. Heat embossing is magic. So I'm taking my Heffy Doodle strips of ease that I also love, and cutting out the Love You, but this time I'm just using my scissors to cut off the other end. This is a time-saving technique because when I'm running out of time, I just try to find ways to cut it, like so. There is literally no one in the room with me. I don't know who I'm motioning to. I think sometimes I lose track of what I wanted to do next. But I ended up cutting these hearts. This is in the die and the stamp set. You can stamp hearts, but I just used the dies to cut them out, and I coated them with Wink of Stella glitter pen. And I'm using a combination of Scotch 3M foam tape and glue dots to adhere everything to my card. The frame is, of course, popped up with Scotch 3M foam tape, and then the panel itself is adhered with scrapbook.com double-sided adhesive on the back, and then adhered to the vanilla malt card base, and then everything else is popped up with foam tape, and the hearts are glue dots. After the Wink of Stella dried completely, I did end up using Nuvo Crystal Glaze on the hearts as well. But that's my card today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Find me, find Heffy Doodle on social media. I love interacting with everyone. And leaving comments down below not only helps the channel in which you're watching, but I love talking to you. So please, leave me a comment. Hit the like button. It all really does help support us.
You did?
Don't kill him on his birthday party day.
Clear! Got me sick. Like, the letter?
Yeah.
Like color has C-O-L-O-U-R.
That's not.
Use the letter. I spelled gray, G-R-E-Y. I always have.
But that's not correct.
That's
G-R-A-Y.
G-R-E-Y. It's right somewhere.
north side.
Never let them play together.
All right, ready?
Happy birthday to Dexter. Happy birthday to you. Yay! And this is Tanner, Lexi, and Brandon, and Caitlin.
What'd you get?
It's a Lego dinosaur.
Is that a Jeep?
Yeah, it's a Jeep.
Yeah. I use my fingers coders.
There.
He doesn't like that I'm teaching the boy purple. Oh, wow! Those are cool! Power poppers!
And he got two.
Dexter, you should give me one. We can get him one eating.
Look at you. Opportunist.
He said he's going to get rid of him, JP.
Dad,